The film opens by introducing Vincent and Sophie, a married couple who once managed a struggling butcher shop. The dire state of their business, brought about by a complete halt in operations, attracts the attention of activists protesting animal killings. In a tumultuous encounter, these protesters break into their shop, assault Vincent and Sophie, and hastily flee the scene. Amidst the chaos, Sophie confides in her friend Stephanie, who candidly suggests that Vincent hasn't done enough for her. Concurrently, revelations about Stephanie's husband Mark, owning numerous prosperous butcher shops, surface. Mark's financial success breeds contempt, leading to a profound disrespect for Vincent and Sophie, further fueling their resentment. Frustrated and angered by the situation, Vincent and Sophie decide to part ways. As Sophie contemplates ending her relationship with Vincent, the emotional tension escalates, intensifying Vincent's anger. His gaze fixates on a man strolling down the road, and as Vincent observes him, he realizes that this is the same individual who had attacked his shop. Fueled by a desire for retribution, Vincent pursues the man in his car, attempting to inflict harm. Tragically, the man is struck and fatally injured by Vincent's car. Both Vincent and Sophie are horrified by the grim outcome, yet they make the unsettling decision to transport the deceased body in their car. Simultaneously, they resolve to dismember the body and scatter its parts in various locations. During the unsettling process of severing the man's limbs, Vincent's dog surprises him by devouring a piece of the man's ear. Astonished, Vincent offers another piece, and the dog eagerly consumes it with evident relish. The following morning, Vincent, running late for the shop, anxiously questions his wife about any sales. Before she can respond, a lady arrives, expressing her desire for the same meat she had previously purchased because of its exceptional taste. Sophie is taken aback by the compliment and suggests that Vincent taste it himself later. After trying the meat, Vincent is equally surprised by its deliciousness. Sophie, curious about the meat's origin, inquires, and Vincent reveals it to be Iranian pork from the vegan's dead body. Despite Vincent's intention to dispose of the meat, Sophie insists on keeping and selling it, convinced that people will love it. To their amazement, the sales soar, with even a police officer becoming a customer. As night falls, Vincent is shown cooking and indulging in this unconventional meat, marking a turn of events that significantly boosts their business. Sophie joins Vincent as he indulges in the meat, reinforcing her earlier assertion about its delectable taste. She insists that even if they double the price, people will still be eager to purchase it. The following day, their daughter arrives with her boyfriend, Lucas. It becomes apparent that their daughter has stopped eating meat due to Lucas being a vegan and working at a vegan restaurant. Learning of this, Vincent and Sophie decide to visit the vegan restaurant in search of a source of meat. At the restaurant, they discover the manager, whom Vincent attempts to confront aggressively. However, the manager's alarmed reaction prompts him to flee in his car. Sophie then explains to Vincent that to save their struggling shop, he must adopt a drastic approach, become a serial killer. The following day, Vincent and Sophie adopt the guise of a vegan and approach a man named Joshua, expressing their desire to end meat consumption. Joshua invites them to join his vegan team, leading Vincent and Sophie to their destination for a meeting. Initially, the couple contemplates killing Joshua, but upon encountering his team members, including Hemra, they hesitate. Hemra reveals that she had stolen the key to a meat shop from a man whose father owned several such establishments. When Vincent discovers that the shop belongs to Mark, he decides to join their team. Together, they don animal masks and wreak havoc, completely demolishing Mark's meat shop. Later, Vincent and Sophie find themselves in a restaurant, where a disagreement escalates into a fight, prompting Vincent to leave Sophie. A waiter from the restaurant offers to escort Sophie home and engages in conversation. Sophie discerns that the waiter is a vegan, enticing him into coming home with her. Though Vincent disapproves, Sophie insists they can eliminate him. However, when Sophie expects Vincent to attack the waiter, he adamantly refuses, leading to a heated argument. Sophie, feeling unloved, declares she cannot live with Vincent. As Vincent exits the room, he discovers the waiter completely naked. Enraged, Vincent mercilessly strikes him on the head with a flower pot, killing him in a fit of fury. Following their gruesome act, Vincent and Sophie joyfully prepare meat from the deceased body. The next morning, Sophie receives a call from her friend Stephanie, who informs her about the destruction of her shop. However, Sophie is already aware, as she and the vegan team were responsible for breaking into Stephanie's shop and setting it ablaze. Buoyed by the success of their shop, Vincent and Sophie decide to continue their murderous spree, relishing the sinister pleasure it brings. Their next target is a vegan named Winnie. However, before they can carry out their plan, Winnie discovers the truth and attempts to escape. In his terrified flight, Winnie suffers a heart attack, collapsing on the ground. In the subsequent scene, Vincent and Sophie visit Mark's house, where they also present the meat from their shop for testing. Mark, pleased with the quality, expresses his satisfaction. Deeply impressed with the quality of the meat, Mark inquires about the source farm from Vincent. However, Vincent, viewing Mark as a rival, refuses to divulge the information. Mark challenges Vincent, questioning how they can be competitors when Mark made substantial profits the previous year. Vincent retorts, stating that their business thrives on providing people with high-quality meat, unlike Mark, who offers inferior products. Mark's anger intensifies, sparking a physical altercation between the two. In the heat of the moment, Vincent angrily severs Mark's ear and shockingly starts chewing on it. Both Mark and Stephanie are horrified witnessing this gruesome act. Vincent, using a piece of the ear as a distraction, remarks that Mark should have owned the vegan. Seizing the opportunity, Vincent and Sophie leave, resuming their pursuit of new victims. In the subsequent scene, the couple goes on a picnic and encounters a vegan. Recognizing him as such, they attack him. Later, Vincent and Sophie attend a vegan party, blending in as they search for their next unsuspecting target. At the vegan party, Vincent and Sophie unexpectedly encounter Lucas, who expresses surprise at seeing them there. Lucas questions why they haven't closed their shop yet, informing them about the increasing incidence of vegans being killed. He speculates that it's a conspiracy orchestrated by butchers. Lucas suggests participating in a sit-in to prevent themselves from becoming the next targets. A bystander overhears their conversation. In the subsequent scene, Vincent and Sophie are seen chasing the girl, determined to kill her. Despite her attempts to escape, they catch up and commit the act. Later that night, while Vincent is cutting the girl's flesh, a police officer arrives at their shop. Anxious about the situation, Vincent manages to divert the officer's attention and send him away. However, the encounter leaves Vincent feeling apprehensive. Reflecting on their actions, Vincent confesses to Sophie that they should cease their gruesome activities. He acknowledges that they initially resorted to such deeds to save their shop. And now that it's secure, they should halt before descending into complete psychosis or cannibalism. Vincent reveals his discomfort, admitting that the mere sight of living people makes him crave flesh. Later, Lucas visits their home to offer an apology. Sophie, desiring Vincent to eliminate Lucas as well, is overruled as Vincent insists on sending Lucas away. He emphasizes the deep affection their daughter has for Lucas. The following day at the shop, customers demand the familiar meat, but Vincent informs them that they have run out of it. Faced with disappointed customers, everyone leaves the shop, prompting Vincent to exit along with his dog. As Sophie remains alone in the shop, members of the vegan team arrive and abduct her. Meanwhile, Vincent, upon spotting their car, realizes that the vegan team has discovered their identity as butchers. The only informant could be the man at the vegan party who overheard their conversation. When the vegan team is on the verge of harming Sophie, Vincent intervenes with a weapon, launching a brutal assault on all of them, mercilessly putting an end to their actions. Yet, during this confrontation, Joshua launches an attack on Vincent, inflicting wounds upon him. However, Sophie manages to free herself during this chaos and retaliates, using a hook to fatally strike Joshua. As the events unfold, the true nature of Vincent and Sophie is laid bare, brought to light through a disclosure made by Stephanie and Mark. Their suspicions had arisen on the day Vincent chewed Mark's ear. With this revelation, the movie concludes.